All right, here we go. Another event. We're off. Velo Club Lagrange Porsche Test Track Grand Prix. First and foremost, thank you, Lagrange, Robert, and everyone else over there. Thanks for giving us, our cyclists, a chance to do something different, test our skills. But anyway, you see, I move right towards the front of this event because with all the tight turns and not a lot of place to maneuver, you definitely want to be in the front. That was something I told the guys straight away. So I just sped it up here so you guys can see what the course looks like and pretty much chopped it in half real quick. There was a little hill, which you will see later in the video. But this is about 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in. I wasn't feeling too fresh, so I wanted to do an effort to open up my legs. And this was a good opportunity. My teammate Jason was on the front. He sat up. Everyone looked at him, and I just used my momentum to continue to open up the legs. So you can pay attention. I only have heart rate, speed, and a rear view camera on. I've neglected to put on my Pioneer power meter. But this was a good effort by me. You notice my heart rate is going up. As we turn right and started to head west, we actually were going to a straight headwind. So I looked down, I said, oh, going 30 miles an hour in this headwind. Kind of hurts, but I knew that it was good for me. I knew that it will help me open up so I could be a solid piece to the puzzle for our team. If you look up to the left, you see a little outlook with a canopy up there. That was a great place to watch the race, so I heard. I didn't get a chance to actually go up there, but apparently you can see like 85% of the course. So if you look to the right, you can see that red and white strips. That's actually the downhill that we'll be coming down. Really nice course. It was cool to have some new faces in the event, like Rudy, who just attacked wearing the Lagrange. He also had Rigo Mesa and Chris DeMarchi on his wheel. So you definitely don't want to let those three get away. I was a little nervous right here because I didn't see any of my teammates. They're just kind of all sitting back, which wasn't what we had planned. Luckily, Max rode through to keep an eye on things. I fast forwarded to about 25 minutes in, and this is where the winning split happened. I'm not sure who was on the front accelerating, but as you can see, they're a good 5 seconds in front of me. Nice dig right here. Paul was in front of me, and he pretty much did all the dirty work for me. So I got a free ride across to the split, and I call it a split because it was more than, I think it was like 12 guys. So that's a pretty good split, not a break. He did a good job by not losing his momentum and continuing to ride. It's like, why sit up when you're right there? You know, who knows if that guy who he just passed will get on. From the looks of it, he's not going to get on. And I believe they're teammates. Oh, he did get back on. So anyway, I got a free ride along with Sharon. In the break from Memphis Swing is Steven Salazar, Arturo, Enya, Max Hernandez, Derek, and Derek, Sharon, and myself. So solid numbers. And of course, if roles were reversed, I would put all the pressure on whatever team had that many riders in the break. For instance, if it was stage 2 or Monster Media, I would put all the pressure on them and say, hey, look, you got all these guys in the race. In the split, you're going to have to ride. So it's our responsibility now to make sure this break succeed. So I'm yelling and coaching. I know the guys are a little tired already from following that surge. But it's important that we ride hard for the next 2 laps to establish that break. And once the split is established and you have a decent gap, you can slow down a little bit if you choose to. So that's why I was yelling and just trying to motivate the guys to keep going. So stage 2 has 2 guys. That's stage 2 right in front of me. No socks right there. We have 5 or 6 guys. Chris DeMarchi off to the right. He had 1 teammate in the big smasher named Biebler. Lagrange also had 2 riders, and some 1s and 2s. So pretty solid break, some good riders, good solid riders. I would say the guys who were left out in the back that didn't make the split, it wasn't too many of them that wasn't too strong. I think most of the strong guys were up here, and that's not to say guys in the back weren't strong, but this was a decisive move, and when you're in the right place, you're going to make it. So this actually, it does look like a hill on video, so that's something good. This actually took a little stinger out of your legs, but I tell you what, this was really fun after you got to the top. 24, 25 miles an hour, and all of a sudden you drop down and you're going 30. Super, super fun. Probably one of the best parts of the course for me. Also, the 180 that's coming up was my second best part of the race. Hit squad, of course, had two guys, Pat Boss and their fast closer sprinter. At this point, we're getting down towards the end. Attacks had been happening. And so I told the guys, all right, man, look, we have all these guys in here. Let's just ride tempo. As you can see, there is a guy off the front right here. So over the last 2-3 weeks, I've been personally riding outside of my comfort zone and riding tempo, which is not in my wheelhouse. As you all know, I made my bread and butter by sprinting and not riding tempo. I had riders do that for me, but like I said in other videos, I've learned to embrace different roles. I've learned to step outside my comfort zone, challenge myself, and this is why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. And it's only making me actually a better rider, because I haven't lost my sprint. I'm just actually getting more endurance of riding a steady pace, which is something that's sometimes hard to do. It's hard to ride steady when you're a sprinter. So the boys are lined up, doing a great job. I believe they're bringing back Monster Media rider Nathan Diebler, and we're just going to continue to ride tempo. Right in front of me is Arturo. Arturo is bloody strong, man. He's one of the strongest guys on our team, and he needs to learn how to pull longer, not harder. So this was a very crucial part of the race. DeMarchi, Napolitano, and that was Boss all got together and pretty much said, hey, we're going to attack these guys together. It only was dangerous for about 3 or 4 seconds. After I looked up and noticed and they didn't really get a decent-sized gap, I knew they were not 100% committed to making it last. Definitely 3 strong guys, they could do it, and perhaps it just wasn't the right combination. Perhaps they just weren't that motivated. Perhaps their legs hurt like mine did. I don't know. There's a lot of different scenarios, and I hate to assume, but with those 3 guys going off the front, by the time we got here, I was like, oh, they're still in striking range, so they weren't, in my opinion, 100% committed to giving themselves everything to make it to the finish. So great job again by the Methods to Winning boys, just riding a good tempo. Nothing too hard. I mean, 26, 27 miles an hour. We could probably do that for 50 minutes, 55 minutes if we choose to. Is that exciting? No. So I don't think I would ever have the boys ride a complete race or anything like that. It's not fun. And you leave your tactics to one scenario, and that's not the way we race. We have multiple players on our team. Here's Arturo. This is the guy I was talking about. He's on the front now. He's always hurting us, man. His pulls are very, very violent and very fast, and it hurts us. So I've been trying to tell him, look, Arturo, longer, not harder. Pull longer, not harder. So instead of going 33 miles an hour, go 28 miles an hour for half a lap versus 30 miles an hour for a quarter of a lap. But anyway, the team rose strong and was able to hold on to him. So I made him suffer right here. I pushed him back in. I know it hurt. Oh, yeah. You do a big dig like that and it hurts. And then I am again, just pushing the guys back in. We're getting down to laps. And I know that's going to be important for me to start recovering. You haven't watched the entire race, which I will post on my YouTube page right after I upload this. You will be able to find the entire race. And you would just see how much work went into this race from the team. And speaking for myself, a lot of work on my behalf as well. So I don't care what level of racing you're doing from a 5 all the way to Pro Tour. You can only work so hard, and it takes away from your finish. And I think that had a lot to do with how the things played out at the end of the race. So that rest strip we ran over just there, they told us to stay off of it because it was like a stick pad, and it was. You could actually, it was very tacky. You could feel it slow down. So here is the pivotal point of the race. That rider, I didn't see his number, hit out, and this is a lap and a half to go. A lap and a half to go. So we are going to the bell lap. I'm screaming at Derek to pedal a little harder, but he's been working his ass off the entire race, so he didn't have much. And he even told me, I heard him, he's like, I don't have much. So my thoughts were, let me just get a little bit more out of him and I'll chase, which I did. So I immediately pop up to 30 miles an hour into the headwind. There was a guy in between, which was Nate Diebler, but right now I'm full gas. I'm not looking behind me. Of course, this is just a camera. I don't really know what's behind me, but I know that my team is behind me. I know that I'm giving it everything I have to make sure we win the race. I was surprised to see what happened when I watched this video. Having Rudy Napolitano on my wheel is like a formality, right? You don't ride away from Rudy. And I was very shocked to see that I was able to accelerate on the hill and literally ride away from one of the strongest guys that I've ever ridden with. So going back to the dual camera, you can see the gap that I've put on the fill. You can see the gap that the lead rider has put on me. And for the most part, we held the same speed for about 45 seconds to 60 seconds, and it hurt so bad. In my head, I said, I have to catch this guy before the headwind. Here we are, right now in the headwind. I did not catch him. So now I'm digging again. Still 31 miles an hour, 32 miles an hour, and I'm digging as hard as I can go. We're technically going the same speed. And I made a mistake by looking at my heart rate. 154 beats a minute. I knew that I was hurting. I can feel it in my toes, my hands, my eyes, my temple. Everything hurt right now. I can't even get out of the saddle right here. So most people, when they see someone coming across, they sit up. No, not this guy. He went harder. So I'm still not on the wheel. I've now been chasing for over a minute, and I am absolutely suffering. So I finally, looks like I'm on the wheel, but I'm not comfortable yet. I'm still digging. I wish I had power, because you would probably see my power stay at around the 450, 500 range. And I'm still there, 32 miles an hour. This is not a downhill. This is flat. Now we're going into a headwind. And I'm just, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, you got to try to recover. The finish is coming in the next 30 seconds. Recover. Heart rate's not going down. This guy's absolutely crushing it. He's into the headwind. He flicks me, and I'm just kind of like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I just chase you for about a third of a lap. This is where he attacked, so he's been off the front for a lap now. This is where I started to chase right at these cones to the right. So I technically had just completed about a third of a lap attack. So what you didn't see is the finish here, and I wish I saw the finish before the finish. They geared us to another road just for the finish, so it could be in front of the Porsche Test Center. And he did a good job just getting on top of the gear. And acceleration wasn't anything to be afraid of, but he was just much fresher, had more endurance, and I had absolutely nothing. When we came out of the corner, I knew I didn't have the acceleration to pass him in the next 10 pedal sprint. So congratulations to that rider. I can guarantee you, yes, I am guaranteeing you, that will not happen again. I was very disappointed in the results, but still happy that this gives other people an opportunity to come out and race against us. We don't win them all. So thanks for watching, and subscribe. Peace!